A mostly winning close to the week on Bay and Wall Street. I want to talk about the TSX first because it was higher for a 7th straight day. So that is the best winning streak now in more than a year. Up by about 1% this week, still down by almost 3% year to date. As far as the U.S. goes, modest gains there. All three major indices down by about 1%. A number of concerns for investors this week. The U.S. Federal Reserve likely to raise interest rates next week. Bank of Canada not expected to do much on interest rates this year. Now, the Canadian dollar got close to a 9-month low today, and some analysts suggest that it could go lower. Spotify is preparing for an IPO, so circle April the 3rd on your calendar. That's the day Spotify will make its debut on the New York Stock Exchange. If you're on the trading floor that day, just by chance, you won't notice anything. Spotify executives will not be ringing the bell. The CEO is not going to do any interviews, and there won't be any party. The decisions are by and large in line with Spotify's unusual approach overall. The company does not have any plans to raise new capital. Instead, it will simply list existing shares held by company insiders. Spotify will also not rely on underwriters to help assess market demand and set an initial price for the stock. So as a result, we are hearing from Spotify that the trading volume and price of ordinary shares may be volatile. If you've had trouble with your bank in the last year, you are not alone. Complaints about banking services handled by an industry ombudsman surged by 28% last year. Credit cards, mortgages, and personal accounts drawing the most customer grievances. Now, the number of investigations on credit cards actually doubled to 112, or 30% of all banking cases. The Ombudsman for Banking Services and Investment says it opened 370 banking-related investigations last year to handle customer disputes for its clients, compared to 290 a year earlier. Now, this dispute resolution firm says that the spike in new cases marks the highest level the industry ombudsman has seen in the past 5 years. And it's worth noting that these complaints are specifically for Scotiabank, CIBC, and the Bank of Montreal, because TD, Royal Bank, and National Bank use a third party. So TD, as it turns out, the first bank in Canada to do this, but a number of financial institutions in the U.S. have done this, and now BMO has done it too. No buying cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin with credit cards. Last month, TD said it was halting this practice as it reviews the evolving market. And the Bank of Nova Scotia says it's also looking closely at its cryptocurrency transaction policy. Now, RBC does allow its credit and debit cards to be used to buy virtual currencies in limited circumstances, but at the same time, it also cautions clients that a sudden drop in the value of the coin could leave them exposed. Today, Bitcoin trading at around $8,500 US. Now, it was more than twice that in December, which perhaps illustrates the volatility. And the search is on for Canada's best public restroom. This is the 9th year for the contest run by Syntest Canada. Nominations being accepted, and it's based on 5 criteria: cleanliness, visual appeal, innovation, functionality, and unusual design elements. Now, last year, you can see here that the winner was Bayview Village Shopping Centre at Bayview and Shepherd, and it was picked based on its chic decor, elegant chandeliers, cushioned chairs, and touch-free toilets, faucets, and hand dryers. So, if you would like to nominate a bathroom, bestrestroom.com/Canada. It will be narrowed down to 5, and then voting begins. You might be asking why this is in a business report. Well, the idea here is to reiterate that a clean, well-stocked bathroom directly impacts a company's ability to attract and retain customers. Live in the 680 newsroom, I'm Kris McCusker.